issues or you can say incidents we can raise in Zyra. So let's start with the first type, that is user story. So what is user story? User story is a term which came in Agile model. Agile we will see in our upcoming session, but let's see over here what is a user story. User story is a functionality or you can say request that is expressed from the perspective of the different user. So user story is a functionality which says what is going to implement in this particular incident. So we define certain functionalities and segregated those in user story, and we will assign user story numbers to those particular functionalities. So that we called it as user stories. Then we can create a task from the user story. So task that need to be done or that we have to complete within the user story. So if we have created any task inside the user story, then to complete that user story, we have to complete that task. Otherwise, that user story is not completed. And within the task, let's say it is big enough or it has big functionality that need to be implemented in that task, then we have to create the subtask, or we can create a subtask from the task only. So what is subtask? Subtask is a smaller task within a large piece of work, and that large piece of work is defined in the task only. So from the task we create subtask, and the task is created from the user story. So user story linked with the task and task linked with subtask. So it is a hierarchy. Then we can create a bug. Bug means defect. So if any particular functionality is not working as intended or not working as expected, then we can create a defect against that particular user story. So let's say any user story is not working fine, then we can create a bug and we can relate that particular bug with that particular user story. We have to link a defect with the user story. So any team member or our manager goes to that defect, so they should know that why this defect has been created, and then they can see like this defect is linked with that user story and that user story is failing or still pending. So that's why we have created a defect to showcase that the functionality is not working as expected. Then we can create more issues or more incidents in Zyra. We can create epic. So what is epic? Epic is a large piece of work that encompasses many issues or user story. So epic has the broader range. Epic is a combination of, you can say, multiple user stories. So user story is a single functionality, but epic is the combination of multiple user stories. So that's why it is mentioned that it is a large piece of work that encompasses many issues or user stories. Then we can raise an incident in Zyra tool. So what is incident and what we raise in incident? It is related to the system outage or incidents. Let's say Zyra tool itself is not working or any particular incident is raised regarding any DB issues or any external issues. So we can raise an incident against that particular issue inside Zaira tool. Then we can raise service request also. So it is a general request from a user for a product or service. So if any particular product need any help, he can raise a service request against that product or service. Then we can create a change. Change is a issue type. So it is a rollout of new technologies or solutions. Then we can raise a problem also. It is a track underlying causes of incidents. Why this problem comes. So that we can raise against problem or any external problem that is causing Zaira tool or that particular user story. And change, as we have already seen, it is regarding the new technologies. So we can raise these issue types in Zaira tool as you are seeing on your screen. We will create these user stories, epics, incidents, tasks inside the Zaira tool when we are doing practical sessions on Zaira. We can also create test cases in Zaira tool against the user story. So that we will cover in our upcoming sessions. So test case is one more issue type that we can create in Zaira tool. In this session, we are going to see what is Zaira and why we use Zaira tool. So let's start with what is Zaira tool. Zaira is a web-based defect tracking tool that is provided by Australian company Atlassian. So it is completely a web-based tool. It is also used for defect tracking and project management. So it is not just a defect tracking tool, but it is also a project management tool where you can create user stories, you can create epic, you can create defects, test cases. So all your testing related artifacts you can create in Zaira tool. It is also like once any Zaira ticket are created, then it can be worked by different teams or different users with different permission and reassigned to the different team. So once you create any defect, any ticket, any user story, then it can assign to any team member who has the responsibility for this particular ticket, and he can only view that ticket if he has the correct authentication, and after that ticket are resolved, reopened or closed. So once he or she has worked on that ticket, then that ticket can be resolved, reopened or closed as per their status. And at the last, the feature for searching the issue is a very powerful and every field can be queried. So you can query with project, you can query with user story, defect. So this is a very powerful tool where you can search any ticket in search criteria and search your ticket accordingly. So in this particular slide, you can see what is Zaira and who has initiated this Zaira tool. So let's go through with why we need Zaira tool. So why we need Zaira? So let's start with one by one. It is a software development process which is needed the tool. Let's say you are a software developer and you have worked with any particular ticket, or you can say any particular feature. So how you can track that? So you have to create a ticket for that so that it can be tracked by anyone in your team member. So once the work scope is defined, then the work is segregated in the pieces by your project manager or your leads. So basically it is needed because your work need to be identified and it can be tracked by a ticket number. So that is why we use Jira tool. Then developer team picks the task, work on them, and at the last it is hand over to our testing team for the testing the software. So it is needed because how you assign any particular task to a testing team, how they identify that who has worked on this ticket. So if you have any ticket number, then you can identify that yes, this is the task what you need to do and who has done the development of this ticket so that you can take the necessary action when needed. Then the third, the tester pick the task or tickets and then test them and provide the status. Because testing team also has one ticket number by which they can work their task and they can provide the status to the lead or manager so that everyone can see the tester has worked on which ticket. So it is needed by the testing team. If all features are implemented correctly, the tickets are closed by issue reporter. So let's say I am a tester. I'm taking an example over here, and if I have created any defect and I have assigned that defect to developer, and once that defect is fixed and it is assigned back to me so that I can test that and I can close accordingly. So if all the features are implemented correctly, then I can or tester can close that ticket according to the status. So this is why Jira is needed by the testing team. Let's see more scenarios why we use Jira. Then throughout all these stages, project managers can see the status of the tickets. So any team member, let's say developer, QA, BA, so any team member is working on any ticket and it can be seen by the project manager so that he should know what is the status of which ticket and who is working on that particular ticket. So it is basically very interactive in the managers. Then project manager can also filter or search result based on the requirement and view the progress of the project. So he or she, I'm talking about the project manager, can filter your tickets according to the requirement and he or she can view the status of the ticket or the progress of the ticket without asking you. It is also provide the feature for customer service or help desk tool. So if you are facing any issue, you can directly contact customer service or help desk tool or QA team, or let's say different users can raise tickets and deal directly with the resolving team. So there is help available by which you can contact customer service or help desk tool also. Then Jira functionality can be extended using application links, Zally scripts or plugins. So if you wanted to extend the functionality of Jira, you can work with different plugins that are available and Few of them are paid, few of them are open source. So Zyra tool can be extended also. So in this session, we have seen what is Zyra and why we need Zyra tool as a tester. How we can work on Zyra tool. So let's start and see how to work on Zyra tool on the real practical example. So I'm on my google.com. So how you can practice? You can just simply search Zyra on cloud. So I'm going to search a keyword on google.com, that is Zyra on cloud. It is a free environment that is provided by Atlassian, which is the company for Zyra tool. So I'm going to search it, and now you can see you will get many results that Zyra on cloud. You need to work on the try hosted software development tool Atlassian cloud. So this is the URL where you can practice your Zyra, that how you can create issues, how you can create user stories. So let's see how we can work on Zyra technology using the Atlassian, which is available on cloud environment by the company. So now you can see that it is saying that Zyra software has already been activated on this, that is the name which I have given in my last screen. Now you can see it is giving me all the options at the left side where you can work on Zyra technology and you can practice on. So that is all from this session, so that we can work on. So once you click on the open button, then it open the website so that we can work on the Zyra tool. So here on the dashboard, or it is the administration page that is available for creating the users, creating the groups for your Zyra tool. We will move to Zyra dashboard page using this Zyra application settings section later on. So let me show you how we can create our user or groups. So here in the first option that is available for admin, if I click on it, then it opens if you wanted to create any new user, and if you wanted to create a user for your colleague in the company. So this is the administration section that you might not be able to work in the real time, but you can be aware of this thing, that you can create the users, you can create the groups for your Zyra tool. So here you can give the name and the email address, and it will come over here for the new user. So let's see if I'm giving testing 1, and if I wanted to give any particular email address, so let's see, I'm giving testing at testing.com. So I'm just inviting a particular user. Yes, this email ID should be correct as per your email ID. So if I click on the invite user, then this user would be invited, and so that user will come here and it will click on the, it will show you that the resend button is activated because it is already sent the invite. So this is how our administration or administrator work to invite the users for your Zyra tool, so that multiple users can work on the tool. This is the administration section, and if you wanted to create a group, then we will click on the group section. Here we have a different groups, and if you wanted to find that, you can find using the search option. If you wanted to create a new group, you can create using, if you wanted to create a group, you can create using the create group option. Name you can give any. Let's say I'm giving testing group 1. This is for testing users, and I have created a group over here. So now if I click on the group section, then my new group would be created as you are seeing over here. So I have just created, this is for the testing users. So this is how you can create a user, you can create a group in your Jira tool. You can create multiple users, multiple groups as per your need, as per your project requirement in the Jira tool. So in this section, we have seen how to create group, how to create users, and how we can invite our users so that they can work in Jira tool. In this session, we are going to see how we can open our Jira dashboard and how we can see which all user stories are available, or how we can work on the user story, how we can create our issues. So in the last session, we have seen how to create groups, how to create users using these options. But now how we can move to the Jira dashboard, because users and group are the part of administrations. So because we will work on the Jira dashboard in our practical real project, so let's see how it looks like and how we work in the Jira dashboard. So to open the Jira dashboard, you need to click on this option, that is Jira. So once I click on it, then it will open my website and it will open the dashboard. That is how it is look like. So you can see that it is seen like this, and my website name is coming over here, that is created when we have created our login. So this is how Jira dashboard looks like, or we can say that how it is created. If we click on directly over our website, then it will open our dashboard also. We can directly go through project issues here also, but if you wanted to click on the website name, it will directly go to the dashboard. So let me show you how it works. So let me copy it and I will open in the other new tab browser, so that I have pasted this in my new browser and it opens the system dashboard. So this is how I have taken my URL and I have opened my URL in the new tab. So now you can see that it is displaying dashboard, project, issues, and the setting section. Here at the right hand side, whatever is assigned to me, that would be displayed over here. So this is how Zyra dashboard looks like. Let me open my this section again and I will show you that how we can create our project, how we can create our applications. So this is how you can practice by opening this website on your laptop or computers. So if I click on this, it will ask me what you wanted to create, issue or project. So let me click on project and it is asking me what is your project name. So let me give my project name as testing project 1. So let me give my project T as capital letter, testing T as capital letter, that is testing project 1, and I have clicked on the create button. So now once this website completely opens, it will display the testing project over here that I'm available in my new project. I'm closing this section. Now you can create any backlog or active sprint reports, release, issues, or you can add any items as per your need. Here the second button is for the search. If you wanted to search any issue or any project, you can search here. So let's see, I wanted to search TBD-7. So now you can see it is displaying that TBD-7. So here this is a sample task that is already available when you open your Zyra section because it is already for the practice. So here in the plus section we have already seen that we can create project or we can create issues. So I'm not going to create again any project because I have just created one project that we have already seen, that testing project 1. I have created several projects, project 2, project 1, testing project. So this is how you can create your different projects as per your need. So now how you can create any issue, or we can say any user story, or any user story or any differ. So this is the option where you can view existing issues. If I click on all issues, it will display me all the issues that are available. So as because there is no issue, so it is displaying that no issue were found to match your search because I have just created a new project. If you wanted to go any default project, then it will display you some options as you can see over here. So this is Zyra main section or dashboard looks like that. If it is in the green section, this is, as you can see, that it is a task, and it is saying that as a developer I can update the user story and task status with drag and drop. So you can just click on it and you can start working. How you can looks like, you can click on it and you can update that also. It is a task. So this is how it looks like. And whatever is in the in progress section, as you can see over here, you can drag to done. This is how you work in the real environment. Once any user story, any task is completed, you can mark them done and you can drag them. So now you can see it comes in the done section. So this is how you can move your user stories, defect or task in the done section. If it is not completed, you can mark in the in progress section that it is in progress. So this is how it looks like. To do section is for the all issues, like all the issues are available over here for the current sprint. So once any issue you are as a developer or tester started working, then you can move it to the in progress section. That is the second section. So in the real project you might have more sections, but practically you just drag and drop appropriately your user stories or tickets in the correct section. That is like here to do, in progress or done. So this is how any particular user stories or tasks can be moved to any section. In this section, we have seen how we can drag and drop, how we used to get the dashboard for our backlogs. So if we click on the backlog, then all the backlog user stories are available. You can see them. It is also available when you create any Jira dashboard using your URL, your username and password. So these are the default user stories. I have not created them. So you will get all these in your sections also. So you can start learning, start practicing how we see the user dashboard in the Jira section. It is in the default project. Other projects I have created over here, but this is not the default project. So that is why there is no user story, no backlog available over here. If we click on the default project, that is by your name, where you have login, then only you get all the default backlog section as you are seeing over here. So this is how you can work in the agile model in the Jira technology or Jira tool. We will see how to create user stories, how to create tasks in the next session. We are going to see how we can create tickets in the Jira tool. So as we have seen in our last session, how we can create the groups and the users from our Jira tool using these options, users and groups. So we have already created. So this is related to the admin as we have already discussed. So how we can move to the Jira dashboard that is available for tester or developer. So how we can go to the Jira tool? We can move to Jira dashboard that is used for developers and testers using this option that is written in the application settings section, and it is named as Jira. So once we click on it, it will open your website that is used for your developers and testers profile, and there you can find out which all issues that is already available in Jira software, as you can see. So here, if you wanted to see that which all issues are available existing or which all projects are available, we can use these menus like projects, issues and add-ons. So if we click on projects, we can see that which all projects we have available. So you can see that these are the projects as we have already available, and here whatever is your username that project is also available, and this is the default project. It has some by default user stories available that we will see. And again, similar to the project section, we have issues section. So if we click on issues, then we can see that which all issues are available here. So as you can see that we have issue types which has defect, that is bug. We have some epics, that is a combination of multiple user stories we can see, and we have some user stories also, that is written over here. We have some task also, so here, and we have some subtask also. So as you can see that in this section, that where I have clicked on the issues, we have different type of issues, that is defect, that is bug, epic, user stories, or task or subtask. So we have already discussed what all these things are available, and you can see that it is available. So once you click on any issue type, let's see, I'm going to click here, then it will open that particular issue and where it is available. So if you want, you can click on that, and it has edit, associate, and copy section. If you want, you can edit that. So this is how you can define your different type of sections in Zyra software. So this is how you work on the Zyra, and it is already predefined section. So if you wanted to move to the complete dashboard, let me again click on the same page here on the Zyra. If I click on it, as we have seen that these all are the section which we have already discussed: project, issues, that we have seen here, project and issues. And let me go here again, and I'm clicking on this URL, that is my base URL. As you can see, this is the base URL. It is the dashboard of the Zyra software for your login. So if I click on it, it will open the dashboard. So as you can see, this is the system dashboard, and here we have a section that is which all issues are assigned to me. This is the feedback section. I'm going to close it. So this is assigned to me. So if you wanted here, if you click, let's say I'm going to click it, so it will open this. Now you can see it is default actually, so that you can learn where all the things are available. So as a developer, I can update the details on the item using the detail view. Click on the project 13 link at the top of this card to open the detail view. So this is the description. This is the description section, and this is the summary. And here you can see that to whom it is assigned. It is assigned to tester big data. And who is the reporter? Tester big data. So if you want, you can edit here, the edit option, and if you have multiple names, you can assign them to the different user. As we have only one user, that is mine, so that is why it is only one user. If you have different user, you can assign particular defect, particular user story to the different users also. So I'm going to close it. This is how, when it is created on this stage. And what is the agile sprint for this? This is working on the sprint 2. So, and what is the type of it? It is the defect. The priority is medium. You can change them using this link. If you want, you can use that. What is, if it is, you can convert to the user story. If you wanted to convert it into task, if you convert it into epic, it is up to you. So how you can work. So this is how you can change anything as per your need, and you can work on a particular ticket. And how you get your default project tickets, how you get your different tickets, you need to select your default project that is with your name actually. So whatever name you have login, that is the name available over here. Just click on it and it will open you the sections for your default view. So now you can see it is the backlog section, and now the sprint 2 is currently running, and you can edit them also. If you want, you can edit the sprint using this option. So this is how you can see your backlog, and you can work and you can pick any user story. This is how you will get in the real project also. You can click on any option like active sprint, then you will, once you click on the active sprint, you will get this section. This is the dashboard of a particular sprint. To do means whatever is in the complete sprint. In progress means whatever you are working, it is in the running mode, and whatever is done, you move to the done, as we have already discussed in the last session. If you want, you can drag any user story to done, to the to do. If you want to backtrack, or if you want to move to the any section, you can do that. So this is how you can work in the Zyra dashboard. You can get any option: reports, release, issues, components. If you want to add any item, we will add a new item in the next sample. We will add a new item that would be ticket or user story task in the next video. As we have seen in the last session how we can work in the dashboard and how we can work on the user story. So in this session we are going to see if we wanted to create a new issue, new type of user story, any task, any subtask. So how we can do that? So we have couple of options. This is the plus sign where you can add, that is if you click on it, it will open. Like if you want to create any issue, if you want to create any issue, or if you want to create any project. And the second option, there is a add item button. So if we click on this add item, if you want, this is the shortcut, add an item to the project. So if you click on add, and whatever is the shortcut for a particular URL, you can work on. So let's see, if your colleague is working on some other thing, you can add them also. So how you can add your ticket? So I'm going to click on create. Let me create an issue. We have already seen how to create a project. So here, what is your project name? Let's say my project name is the default project name, that is Tester Big Data. And what you are going to create? Are you going to create task? Are you going to create a defect or epic, or by default is it selected as a user story? So what you are going to create? So let's see if you wanted to create a user story. So I have selected user story, that is by default selected, and here what you wanted to work on, what is the summary of the user story. So as a developer, let's see, I am looking as a developer. I wanted to complete the UI for this page, or let me see, home page. So this is my user story, and here you can write down any description, or I'm just copying the summary section and I'm pasting in the description, and what points you wanted to add. If you want to add so points, let's see, the first point is credentials, credential section you wanted to add, you wanted to add some menus, you wanted to add some buttons. So it is up to you what you write. So let's see, I have written these points in the description. You can write down anything. And I have moved here the fixed version. When you wanted, like in which version of your implementation of your project you want this user story need to be implemented. So I wanted, let's see, version 3. And what kind of user story it is, medium, high, low or lowest. So let's see, I'm selecting high. What is the label of the user story? So there is no label as of now available. If you want, let's say I'm adding label 1. So label 1 would be added. So if any person is searching this particular label, this user story would be available. This would be available in the search option. If you want any browser, if you want any attachment, you can add them. If you want any page that is provided by business team, that is provided by manager, you can add them. So whatever attachment you want, you can add. Then link issues. If some issues or some ticket is blocked by this, if it is duplicated, if this is blocked by someone, if someone is blocked by this, you can use this option. Then issue. So if it is related to any particular defect or any particular different user story, let's see, I'm selecting this user story. So anything you can select, or you can add. If you want, you can leave it blank. Then who is assigned, like to whom you wanted to assign this user story. I wanted to assign, let's see, this person. Then if you have any epic, so what is the epic number for this user story? Let's say I'm using epic 1 and epic 1 is not available, so leave it as a blank. Then which sprint you wanted. So if you are any sprint that is running, so sprint 2 is an active sprint. So let's see, I have selected sprint 2. So this is how you have filled all the values, project, type of your ticket, summary, description. Then you have selected fixed version, priority, attachment, linked issues, assigning, epic, your sprint, and once you create button is clicked, this would be created in the current sprint. So let's see how it is displaying. So once I click on create, this would get created. And let's see, I'm just minimizing. Here you can see it is coming here. As a developer, I wanted to complete the UI of the home page. So this is coming in the to do section, that it is decided that we will work on current sprint. But once you start working, once your developer is working, then he or she can move into in progress, and once it is completed, then it will move to the done section. This is how it looks like, and at last you can see it is strike out, like it is already done. So this is how you create a particular user story, any task, any epic, any subtask. It is completely up to you. So anything you create, and it will display in the sprint, and you can work accordingly. So in this session, we have seen that how to work or how to create a user story in the sprint, and how we can start working on that. So we will see how to create a defect in the next session. See how to create a user story in our last video or last session, and how we can work. As you can see that I have completed that in the last session. So we have created a user story in the last session. So So how we can create a defect? So we can create a defect in the similar manner. You just need to click on the add button, then you click on the issue here, to whom you wanted to work in the project, or which project you wanted to work, and then what type of issue you are going to create. Let's see, I'm going to create a defect, that is a bug. So I wanted to write a summary for the particular defect, that button, or let's say I'm writing home page button is not working. So I have written home page button is not working. In the description I have written that home page button is not working, and you can just write some more points that it is disabled. So developer will look into that and see if that is disabled or why it is not clickable, and then we can use the priority. What is the defect? Because it is the highest priority and you cannot move further, then I'm selecting highest. Then if you have any screenshot, you can put that, and to whom you wanted to assign, you can assign to anyone in your team, and which sprint you wanted. I wanted in the current sprint, and just click on the create button. So as you can see, I have selected defect, I have filled summary, I have filled the description, and whatever is needed you can fill that, like fixed version, priority, label, environment, then the attachment, then the version, then the assignee to whom you wanted to assign, the sprint, and I'm going to click on the create button. So now I have created a defect that is in the current sprint. Now you can see the defect is coming in the home section, that home page button is not working. As in the same way we have worked in the user story, developers will be started to work in this ticket. So we will move it to the in progress. That particular developer will do that, and once he has completed that, then he will move that to done, and it will assign to us as a testing team. So this is how you can create an issue also, that is a defect type. So we have seen how to create a user story, how to create a defect. In the similar manner, we can create a task or subtask. Let's see, I'm clicking on the issue. Let's see, I have clicked on the issue, and instead of user story or defect, we have created a task. So you can put any description. Let's say I'm giving task 1. Description, anything you can work. Anything you can give. Let's say this is task 1. And in the same manner, whatever is the priority, label, attachment, assignee, so you can give anyone. And then in the current sprint, you can select that, you can create. So now you will see that we have created a particular task also. So task, epic, user story, defect, so anything you can work on, and you can create in the Zyra tool, and you can start working on that, or developers can start it to work on that, and once he or she complete that user story, that defect, then that will again assign to us, and we will start working on that. So this is how this process goes on till that particular user story, that particular ticket is completed and it is done. So it will come in the to do, it will move to the in progress, it will complete in the done.